And this is your boy, I'm Morgan. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders special. And today, it's a welcome back to my big homie, the king of the streams. And today, folks, the king of the streams is going to be telling us what's cracking on Crackle, baby. And I'm excited to bring my homie back, the one, the only Mr. Chris Woolsey. What's poppin', homie? How you doing?
What is going on, my brother from another mother?
Woo! Thanks for coming on today, kiddo. How you
Didn't
doing?
we? Happy to. Anytime, every time.
Yeah, well, so what's up with my brother from the other mother, man? How you been doing since our last episode?
I've been good. We're busy popping at Crackle HQ. We got so much going on. We don't even know what to do. Running around like chickens with our head cut off.
You know what? But that's a good thing for the viewers because that means we're going to get a lot of content, all right? So let's start digging into this month on Crackle. Let's get it. Let's see what's cracking, baby. I can't wait. Whoa.
Oh, yes.
I love war movies. What is this? Because I've never heard of this name in my life.
Man. This is great. So May is Military Appreciation Month. And so we just want to show our appreciation to those who have sacrificed their time and their lives to protect this country. And so we've put together a bunch of great military war films just to honor the brave deeds that were done. Anzio is a little bit of a forgotten battle. So this actually happened 6 months before the storming of the beaches at Normandy. And this was also an amphibious assault on Anzio Beach in Italy. And the purpose of this was to soften up the Nazis in the North African campaign so that by the time we busted through at Normandy, their forces would be weakened and we'd have a foothold in the beachheads in Italy. So it's unbelievably great. Robert Mitchum's beautiful face right there, who is also in The Longest Day, which is about D-Day. Peter Falk from Columbo, right there to his left. And Robert Ryan, you might remember from The Dirty Dozen, the classic.
Oh my God, he said Dirty Dozen. Yes, I rewatched it recently.
It's such a good movie. It holds up. It holds up really well. It's a strange film when Telly Savalas goes crazy, and you're like, "Wait, what is going on?" It's such a strange film. But
what's Kojak doing?
Exactly. Somebody's off his meds. Somebody help Kojak. Yeah.
Love it. Ooh, what's this one? Because I don't even have a name on it. But this looks like an intense drop that I would never want to do.
Yes, no joke. So we have this is from a series called Red Cap. And Red Cap is a BBC series. And if you like NCIS, very similar in tone and subject matter. So it's about a police investigative unit within the military. So they investigate crimes in the military. Really great show. It's got Tamsin Othwaite from EastEnders, Douglas Hodge, who is in Joker, and Gordon Kennedy from Harlots. We've got 2 seasons, 13 episodes. It's great. Again, if you like police procedurals, you like war pictures, this is definitely the one for you.
Let's make it happen. And then Bluestone 42, another BBC loves their war stuff, huh?
They do. Bluestone 42 is really good. It's kind of in the tradition of MASH. So it's a sitcom about a bomb disposal unit in Afghanistan during the war. So it's very serious subject matter, but they just take a very funny look at the life of the soldiers there. And it's great. It's really well written. It's got Stephen White, who was in Men in Black International. It's got Tony Gardner from Last Tango in Halifax and Jamie Quinn from Two Doors Down. The performances are spectacular. The writing is outstanding. If you like sitcoms that are a little off the norm, this is definitely one to check out. And if you're a fan of MASH, take a look because it's really well done.
And thank you for repeating about MASH, and a salute and an RIP to Ellen Saki, from MASH
I saw that. Yep.
So our condolences to the family. Thank you for the entertainment.
Oh man, it's one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yeah. Mama Florida's Family. I love that you guys. You be putting me onto some stuff. Listen, I seen stuff with Queen Latifah. I ain't never heard of this. What's
Yep,
popping?
yep. So this is actually based on an award-winning novel, and this is the television adaptation. It's a limited series. It's
Okay.
two-hour episodes, and it's basically the story of the evolution of this family told over the backdrop of the civil rights era. It's beautiful. The characters are unbelievable. Cicely Tyson, obviously a legend. Mario Van Peebles, who's one of my favorite actors from the 80s and 90s, Queen Latifah. It's a great cast. It's a really heartfelt show, and I think Mom is going to love this for Mother's Day because
Nice.
it talks a lot about family and a lot about the sacrifice of moms.
Wonderful. Yeah, and Mario was everywhere back in the day. You ain't
Oh my
lying.
gosh. It was all over the place. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Another shot from that.
Wow, legend, legend.
Okay.
Midsummer Murders. Uh-oh.
Midsummer Murders. So this is another of the BBC content that we have. Really great stuff. This series has been running forever. So we have 10 seasons on
Damn.
Crackle. 10 seasons. You can binge like a beast and not get through this thing for weeks. It's really, really great. So it's got kind of a Murder She Wrote vibe a little bit, but it's a little darker. But it's this particular investigator is Detective Chief Inspector Tom Barnaby, played deftly by John Netz. And his second is Daniel Casey, plays Detective Sergeant Gavin Troy. And they basically are traveling through this imaginary region of England called Midsummer, and they're investigating all of these murders that are taking place in these peaceful hamlets. And it just goes to show that British people got more going on than you think they do. There's
Hey.
some things going on behind closed doors that you got to keep your eye out for those folks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And Johnny, I'm gonna have to watch this and study. All right. And if you see me acting weird with you, this is, blame Chris, right?
It's great. All right,
Oh
so this
wow.
is Mothers and Daughters, another film for Mom for Mother's Day. It's a beautiful film, great cast. That's obviously the wonderful Susan Sarandon there. And
Legend.
this film just looks at the relationships between moms and daughters and kind of the complexity of those. Like, no two relationships in that world are the same. And so it's a series of vignettes. Christina Ricci's in this as well. And they sort of just look at the relationship of moms and daughters from a variety of different aspects. And it's all tied together through the lens of a photographer who's taking pictures of all these mothers and daughters. But it's a really great movie and fantastic cast. I think folks are really going to like that one. And then it's Courtney Cox is in it, Sharon Stone,
Oh
Selma
wow.
Blair. I mean, it's got star-studded. It's got something for everyone.
Oh nice, for sure. There goes mothers
There
and
you go.
daughters. Look at that.
Sharon. I also
Nice.
waited on Sharon Stone at one point in my my restaurant
Oh
career.
well, you got to meet her. Nice.
She was so much more Sharon Stone than you thought even possible. It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh nice. I can't imagine. That must have been pretty cool. Now, whoa! I love these names. Murder City. They sound so insane.
Another BBC series. This is a great one. So this is another murder police procedural, and this one is fun because of the chemistry between Amanda Donahue and Chris Marshall, who are the two leads in the series. She plays Detective Inspector Susan Alembic, and he is Detective Sergeant Luke Stone. And it's fun because they start each episode together investigating a crime, and then they have two completely different theories about what's going on, and they always end up getting in a fight, and they take off in two different directions, and they sort of do their detective work, and then they come back at the end, and you get to kind of see who was right, who was wrong, what the deal was, and it's very fun. She's like super type A. He's like the outside the box thinker, and it's fun to see the way they weave it together.
Basically, explanation is very Luciferish.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Yep.
And that passion style, how they work together. And let me tell you, it's based on the picture. This poor guy in the middle just, died waiting for the perfect picture to be snapped. Poor guy.
That's it. Exactly. So that's another shot from Red Cap. Great series.
There we go.
Oh,
Ripper Street. Uh-oh. And look at these faces. These guys look like the most untrustworthy faces, and that guy in the middle just set things up. What's going on?
So Ripper Street is part of our BBC content that we've got going on, and we've talked about this before, that we've got to deal with the BBC, and they are always getting us the best that their brand has to offer, and Ripper Street is one of the absolute best series. So, in terms of BBC, I've been on before and I've gushed about Sherlock, right? We've talked about the series Sherlock.
Love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. But Ripper Street, I got to tell you, it's right up there. So what it is it's a group of police detectives that have been brought together in Whitechapel, which is where all the Jack the Ripper murders took place. It's a very poor section in East London, and they're assembled about 6 months after the Jack the Ripper case has been closed. I mean, they never figured out who was doing that, but it's about 6 months after they stopped investigating. Well, murders start to happen again, and they're thinking, well, is it possible that Jack the Ripper is back and he's started working again? So the cast is exceptional. Matthew McFadden there in the middle is Tom from Succession, which everybody is freaking out about that show right now. Yes. Adam Rothenberg from Ozark he's Mel Saturn in Ozark, and it's interesting. He's an American. He plays a Pinkerton detective. And we also have the series, The Pinkertons, Crackle as well. But he plays a Pinkerton detective who happens to be in London at the time and gets pulled into this investigative unit. So you've got kind of an international flavor going on there. Mayanna Buring from Twilight, Breaking Dawn, and Jeremy Flynn, who plays Bronn from Game of Thrones, who you might remember. He is on this series as well. It's Victorian. It's great. It's in my opinion, it's one of the best series that the BBC ever came up with. And if I'm not mistaken, we are the only place that you can see all 5 seasons for free. So check it out. This is another one. You'll watch the first episode and you're just all of a sudden it's gonna be 3:30 in the morning and yeah, you're gonna be late for work.
So it's gonna be your fault when I get bags under my eyes because of no sleep. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for.
Fan service all the time. What is going on here?
So we got Tour of Duty, a little more military grist for the mill. So this is a 80s Vietnam War series, Emmy Award winning. It's a fantastic series, highly recommended. We've got Terrence Knox, who is in Lois and Clark, Stephen Caffrey from Columbo, Tony Beckers from The Hunters. It's an 80s classic. If you missed it, it's like China Beach and Tour of Duty were kind of the big 80s dramas, and it's exceptionally done, and it's interesting. So the first season was shot in Hawaii. Apparently that was a little expensive, which you can imagine. So the second season, they flew them back to California, and they filmed it at the old MASH set, which is 10 minutes from where I live now. So we're going to take the kids hiking this weekend. Unfortunately, some of it burned during the Woolsey fire, which, by the way, I had nothing to do with the Woolsey
I hope not with that name.
But, yeah, we're going to go check it out. So the sets are still there just on the other side of the Santa Monica Mountains from Malibu. Yep.
Cool. I want to play paintball there. There it goes.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, look at all those. Wow, man. A lot of familiar faces up in this mother.
Totally. Yep.
And there we go, folks. You see what's cracking on Crackle. You're gonna be totally entertained. And what a wonderful thing to salute our servicemen and women, man. Awesomeness, and watch these films, and see and watch, even though it's just movies, but you get those stories and definitely appreciate those people that have put themselves on the line to secure our freedoms for sure.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I mean? So, Chris, as always, an absolute pleasure to have you on. And folks, you know what it is, right? It's free. It's amazing. It's Crackle. All right. So make sure that you get this on your phone, your TV. It's everywhere. All right. And again, it's free. Your 48 word, F word too. At
The
that.
more you watch,
Free.
the freer it gets. All right.
Woo! Preach on, baby. All right. So make sure you to do that. Check out the apps and all. And of course, follow my big homie, Chris, the king of the streams, on Twitter at IDJesus. All the links are below. So I'll make your life easy, folks. So click, then you guys just follow, subscribe, do all that stuff, and show the love, all right? And show the love to this amazing network family that does so much stuff, amazing content to keep us entertained, again, at no cost. So, Chris, again, thank you for your time today, as always, my brother. All right?
Al, it is my pleasure. I count the days until I return.
Woo! So do I, my brother. I can't wait to talk to you next one and see how you're going to keep me busy in June. Woo! Hasta la próxima. You know what it is, mi gente. Wepa!